those of us who are avid book readers, we do that book reading on our own, and a book festival, and it's a bit like why people go to book clubs as well. It's that opportunity to talk about books, to share the ideas that we've shared. Welcome on this beautiful Waiheke Saturday morning to the Saturday sessions, the Waiheke Book Festival.
It's not like a large festival in the city where you're sitting in an auditorium. The events are in small, intimate venues, from the gorgeous Oyster Inn to Mudbrick Vineyard, and the Artworks Theatre, and in the gallery, the local cinema, which is just filled with sofas which everybody plumps down into. So this year the festival has used all those gorgeous Waiheke venues, and that's the difference of coming to a destination like Waiheke to talk about books and authors and have your mind stretched.
There's actually a real and important role for smaller, intimate festivals where authors engage very directly with an audience.
A book festival offers us that eclectic mix, a well put together book festival like the Waiheke Book Festival is there's little tasters of lots of different things. And I have absolutely no interest in psychology, but I've just sat and listened to 45 minutes with Michael Corbelis talking about the wandering mind, and I was intrigued and entranced.
This is the essence of mind wandering, getting away from the present. And by the way, it's the opposite, I think, of what has become very fashionable, and that's called mindfulness. So mind wandering, if you like, is the complement of mindfulness. People who urge you to be mindful, urge you to be in the present, be in yourself. But the thing about mind wandering, of course, is you can escape the present. You can escape the present place, you could be somewhere else. And also, it enables us to inhabit other people's minds. And if you think about it, we do that all the time. We're also sort of wondering what other people are doing. We get hooked on television soaps, we read novels, and what that does is put us in the mind of other people.
I love book festivals. I love all of the amazing authors that we get here on the island. I collect New Zealand fiction, so actually seeing our New Zealand authors live.
People get a lot out of coming to book festivals because I think we live in such a kind of digital age now where we spend so much time alone in front of our screens that actually being in a crowded room, hearing the human voice and interacting on the level of ideas is a very kind of, I don't know, it's a kind of good experience.
People just seem to enjoy throwing ideas around, meeting people that they've seen in a name in a bookshop or they've seen the book, to actually meet the person and find out, that there are other things in their lives and got other interests, and also their philosophy behind what they're doing. It seems to be a bit of a hunger for it in New Zealand.
This session, when we're going inwards, we were looking at sort of what happens inside our brains. This session is going to sort of focus on our physical world.
The book Islands is a general study of the islands, over 1 million islands of the world, and it's a study of the geology, biology, and culture of the world's islands. And that was the Rongo Rongo script of Easter Island, which only existed between the 1770s and 1850s. Because of a Spanish visit in 1770, where they were forced to sign their names to a deed of cessation to the King of Spain, they witnessed the idea that human thought can be put down in graphic form. They were clever enough to seize that idea, and once the Spaniards left the next day, they immediately took this idea and generated the Rongo Rongo script.
I think people come because there's so much to learn. I know I've gone to several of the sessions and I've already learned so much, about islands or about the way the brain works and other things. So it's almost like having free university papers for a day and getting to go sit in and to learn all these things. So it's just wonderful.
So we're here at the library, in which there is a spring, the source of a hidden watercourse which has now been channeled down to the sea. We're going to reinvent it, rediscover it in words and language. Follow a course down to Oniroa, to the long sands down below. The people who are going to take part in this workshop are going to discover some language of their own, some ideas.
They're very passionate about the written word, they're passionate about finding other people who are as passionate as they are. So it's a kind of community. We're very happy to find each other. They're passionate about literature, about poetry.
New Zealand, the lucky country. Aotearoa, land of divine poetry, where Papa, Tua, Nuku and Rangi, lovers of land, sky and sea, progenitors of Māori, yes, New Zealand's a lucky country. Lucky the brothers were restless sons. Lucky they warred when dark had won. Lucky they longed for the light of the sun and the warmth of the open air.
At Mudbrick today we've got a talk by Sir Bob Harvey about his current memoir called Wild Westie. We've got Craig Potton, our largest independent publisher, and we also have John Saker, a wine writer. Of course, on Waiheke you would have a wine writer.
Yesterday I did a session called Pink Books, and it was Aero and McLeod and myself talking about kind of writing memoirs.
Talking to Graham Lay and also Bruce Ainsley today, we're talking about specific books that people have published that relate to nautical matters.
The first novel was called The Secret Life of James Cook. The sequel was called James Cook's New World, and I've just finished the third in the trilogy, which is called James Cook's Lost World. So the theme was nautical this afternoon with Andrew, and he's a very experienced solo sailor himself.
I think I do now know what you get when you cross an old rocker with a couple of old songs. A really fascinating hour.
So it's an opportunity for publishers to promote their wares, but it's more to open our minds to thoughts and to insights that our authors share with us in ways that we don't get otherwise.
Thank you.
Hi. Hi, how are you?
Lovely. I'm good, thank you.
Good.
Hi there. Thank you. Thanks.